Hey guys, Ultimate Nova fan here. Um, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take a look at my attempt to do something anime or in the realm of animation. Now, I just want to say that I am not a professional, but then these days you don't have to be. So here's what basically happened in a nutshell. As a young boy, always liked drawing, but I never cared much to pursue it as an adult or even try to be really, really good at it. So I am, at best, a amateur. Some people really like my stuff, and some people think it's a little amateurish, and I'm okay with that. So maybe 3 or 4 years ago, went heavy into trying to create my own style of drawing because I hadn't really done it in so many years. I didn't have one. I'm a copy artist, so I can draw anything I see, and it used to be really rewarding when you want to show off your stuff and say, "Hey, look at me! Look what I did." But no, that got boring, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of freedom. So I went back to the basics and started all over again, and I tapped into my inner child, and I said, I think I'm very good at cartooning, like really good at cartooning. So I started drawing little characters, and they were crude at first, but that's what you got to do. You got to get your feet wet in there. So this was about 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And as a result, I created a lot of characters, and I have my own little stories for them. And I'm not a writer, so I'm pretty much faking the stories, but I love drawing. And I don't like to do fan art, so I like to do my own original stuff. But as a Nova fan, I started looking online to see if anybody was doing any fan animation, any live action fan made trailers or movies or anything. And no one's doing them. And I don't think it's because no one doesn't want to. Just unfortunately, not everybody can be talented and have a lot of different talents. And I'm not saying I am that guy, but here we go. I decided after creating my own characters and having my own little animations, which are on a separate station, by the way, channel, I thought, what can I do with Nova? And I really still don't know what I'm going to do with Nova, but I have an animation program. I will not plug it here. If someone wants to ask on the comment section what it is, I will tell you. I have been studying it for the greater part of 7 or 8 years now, and I'm fairly good at it, but I've got a long way to go. So what you see on screen here is me creating from scratch with only reference images to look at Nova. And of course, this is the early Nova, not the most famous Nova that everybody knows now with the awesome suit and the awesome powers, and everybody wants to see that one in a movie. This is the early 70s Nova, and I created this from objects. And when I say objects, is this program is awesome in a way that there aren't a whole lot of prefab content at all. What I know and I can tell you is that there are some animation programs out there that allow you to take content and put it together. And that's a phone ringing in the background. Okay, so here we go again. Sorry. I can show you over here that there's a toolbar, and the toolbar lets you do all kind of stuff. And one of the things is create using shapes. Now, I assume I can't show that setting here. Yeah, I can't show that because I've already created this character. So it's not going to let me, unless I go into the different parts, it'll probably open up. It'll probably open up if I was to go into one of these layers here. Let's see, if I click on a layer here and go over to the toolbar here, yes, you can see now that there are shapes to draw, and one of them is, oddly enough, a shape tool, which is this one here. So all I have to do is click on that, and it'll give me selections of shapes. And what I can do now is use these shapes to create shapes. or I can use over here, if you look again, you see a draw pencil, or I'm sorry, a um, add point, which is basically as I draw a line, I can add lines to it or shapes to it. And what that does is it allows me to make a helmet, make eyes, hands, the body. Now, how am I making these things? Well, it's just a shape. And once I make the shape, then I can alter the shape points. I can literally just bend and flex and reshape anything I want. So what you are looking at here is not a hand-drawn picture, traced. So you can do that in this program. You can trace these images. I took this as from images in my head. I'm very familiar with the shape of Nova, so I was able to make shapes. And over here is the layers. These are the different items that, arms and legs and head and the hips and the eyes and the body. And let's see if I can show you a layer here that will be, if I turn off the helmet, there is a character underneath the helmet, Richard Rider. That's my interpretation of Richard Rider, by the way. It's no big deal. It's just me. It's me cartooning. So is there real pictures of Richard Rider out there? Sure. I looked at all the comic books and I saw pictures of Richard Rider. His hair's not quite like that, and it's a lot more feature-esque, but I'm not trying to go for realistic here. This is a cartoon. So let's see if I click back on that. Wow, look at that. The helmet shows back up. So this is going to be a really big deal for me because I created all this from scratch. His hands, his boots, the stripes on the pants, the stars on the chest, all that's just shapes, circles and squares and rectangles. And once you get into something like this, if you have the imagination and the creativity, oh my God, you can do anything you want. And I have yet to put this character into a position to move. All he is just shapes. But this program will let me do that. And once he moves, you'll see the eyes blink and maybe even the head turn. And he'll take the helmet off and put the helmet on. And this won't be big budget by all means, by any means. I'm not that guy. I'm very amateurish. I indulge in what I like. And the time of worrying about what people think about every single thing you do creatively, it's behind us. People are self-proclaimed artists and self-proclaimed actors and self-proclaimed singers and anything they want to be. So I just thought I'd share with you guys that I am an animator. I guess I have to call myself an animator. I have a couple of things that I've done I'm very proud of. You won't see it on this channel until I do it, of course, but another channel I have, I've taken the time to put stuff together. I'm very proud of. It's a fairly decent production of the stuff, and I don't mean production as in how much. I mean, I'm the guy who I have to fake the stories. I have to create the characters and the costumes and imagine what they'll do and what they'll say. I do the voices. That's gonna be hard to pull that off because if you look at my video channel, you'll see a background picture. And I've already done all the characters in the Nova #1 series. And I don't mean #1 issue. His first series, his volume 1. There's a lot of characters. And I've taken this character here. And this is the mode. I can change the color of this character and change the shape of his head and his body and his legs and anything I want, the costume. And I've done that. I've duplicated this character a couple of times. I can do it right here in front of you if I want to, which let's see if I can pull that off for you. Let's see, here we go. We are going to try to attempt to do a duplicate layer of this character. Forgive me, I'm holding the camera here. There is the duplicate layer, which in this case I have to go up to my Nova character. That's him. That's everything that this is, that he is. And then I will hit the duplication button. And I have now created a second Nova layer. If I go over here to the window that shows layers, I'll click onto that. And then what I will do is now I will move the second layer from behind the first layer. And you will see, voila, a second Nova layer, duplicate it in every way. Every single thing that I have done, the computer has now duplicated. All this takes all the hard work out of building things over and over and over again. Some would say it's a cheat, but I still created all this. And you pay for what you get, or you get for what you pay. So all I have to do now is change the character, change it to be anything I want it to be. If I want to make 5 Novas on screen, I can. Ridiculous, of course, so we're not going into that. What that has allowed me to do is every time I take a Nova character and I duplicate them, I reshape them, redraw, color them, and add something or take something away. And through this, I have created just about every villain and every hero, and even Nova's family and his friends from one body shape. And I will post those. And like I said before, on my background picture of my channel, you will see every character that was made from this character. And I have no idea what the ultimate goal for this project is, but it's me sharing with people Nova and everything I like about Nova. And again, I'm not a fan art guy. I'm not a fan movie maker, fan animation. I was hoping to find something out there I could really embrace. And oddly enough, no one's doing an animated series. So I imagine all the fans who like Nova aren't really artists. They aren't animators. And then the animators aren't Nova fans. And the artists may not be Nova fans. Not to the degree that I am. So I don't know if I want people to wish me luck. I am going to do this as a labor of love. And whatever. If it turns out to be a big hot mess, so be it. But again, I've researched. No one seems to be doing anything close to what I'm going to do. And it may be a little bit more ambitious than I should take on a project. But I've got some time. I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy like everybody else is with life and work and all that other good stuff. So I just thought I'd take a moment to share this with you all. Again, I could have drawn the character, which I'll probably show as well. A posting for a little bit more hand-drawn character that I can take into another program and create it into pieces that will be brought into this program. And then through that, I can make the necessary pieces to be rigged, is what the term is called, rigged, to put together for movement. So again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm winging this whole thing, but we live in a world now. Everybody likes to share, and I do too, but I've been very reserved about sharing my passion for Nova, because I don't believe that I have to get the admiration of my peers. I don't think I have to live or die with someone liking something I like, and oh my God, if they don't like it, they don't like me. To anybody out there who thinks that the whole success in life is being told that you're successful, I disagree. I think we can find our own happiness, our own level of success, a joy in anything we choose to, as long as it's not hurting anybody, as long as there's a clear understanding. But if it involves you and someone else, what the rules are. And I do this for me. And now I believe that maybe even I can do it for someone else, for someone who is waiting for a moment to come for them to come across something that motivates them, to move them, to inspire them. All right, so more stuff to come, Nova stuff, that is. This is Ultimate Nova Fan out for now. Take care, guys.